Hey, glad you can make it, because today we are doing a vlog. This is December 27th, 2016. That is the vlog. It's been a while since I've done one of these. Caffeine. Okay. So, got a few things I wanted to talk to you about. First of all, my schedule. My schedule has been fluid. There have been health reasons, which I'll talk about in a little bit. But if you ever want to know what is planned to be published on a certain day, just go to saph.link/schedule. I'll put the link in the description. And you'll be able to see a Google Calendar that I regularly update. If you look, you'll see full day items. Those are the episodes that are supposed to be published those days. Sometimes they'll say no content. And next to them it has an REUP, or a place in parentheses to put those. Those stand for record or recorded, edited, uploaded, published, or scheduled to be published. So yeah, that's how you read that. You'll also even see when I plan on recording different episodes with people. And any other thing that says record with friends means the patrons can join in. Yeah, which we'll talk about in just a little bit. So yeah, that's my schedule. That's how you can figure it out. If I'm going to be streaming is kind of a when I feel like it thing, and I just get in the mood and suddenly do it. So it's kind of hard for me to schedule that at the moment. I hope to be able to have a regular streaming schedule soon. I just don't have it yet. Okay. All right. Just in case you haven't noticed, there is now merchandise available at saph.link/merch, MERCH, also down in the description. And that is, at the moment, it's just a t-shirt with my hat logo on it, which I'm actually currently wearing a sample of it as I'm doing this vlog. That's kind of cool. Didn't even realize that's the one I picked this morning. So yeah, there's going to be a few more designs there, a few more items there, but the actual shop is located on Vaygrim's website. All of the Let's Players on Vikrams Chance Season 4 have started putting up merchandise over there. So I figured I'd go ahead and join the bandwagon and get some merchandise over there. So that's cool, and when you purchase it, I do get the profits. So don't worry about where the money is going. I get the profits, and that's awesome. Yes, we give them a tiny piece of it for doing some of the paperwork, etc., etc., etc. So, and none of us mind doing that, because running the store is not an easy job. Alright, so we're very thankful to both Vaygrim and Miss Moab, his wife. So, yeah. Speaking of patrons from earlier, it is time for me to do something I haven't done yet. I mean, I've done it in some of my Minecraft videos and stuff, but not everybody watches those. So, I'd like to shout out to all of my, I call them Sopranians. We've got 3 different ranks. We've got the Royals, we've got the Nobles, and we've got just Sopranians. Which are basically the citizens of Soprania. So the Royals are, well, they know why they're Royals. I'm not going to really explain that because, yeah. The Nobles are people who, well, on Patreon, they pay for that rank of Sopranians. which at this moment is $15 a month. But as I state on Patreon, I reserve the right to change that price at any time. So, yes. Alright, so the Sopranians are SuperFox1224, Semite Fan 1. The Nobles, as of this moment, are Yasmin, Silent Phoenix, Chunk, and Dusk. And then the Royals are Everlost, Barlock, Finvara, Connor, Crunk, Thera, Namrock, Belgabor, Purple Mentat, and Apollo Cat. So, there you go. Those are my Sopranians. And they're all awesome. Without them, I couldn't do this. Completely, totally, just could not do this. Alright, let's continue. Vikrams Chance Season 4. You may have noticed that it started. We've had a rocky start. Might have some issues on it continuing. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. But it's getting taken care of. I'm really enjoying hanging out with Vaygrim and Shadowstar. I missed the last recording session because, well, I was, in the hospital. And yeah, we'll talk about that in just a moment. But at the moment, what I want you to go do, what I really, really, really want you to go do, is I want you to go look in the description for a link next to Vikrams Chance Season 4. It's going to be in the description, and it's going to point you to a link that's going to show you all of the people who are currently doing Vikrams Chance Season 4. And I want you to go over there right now and subscribe to every single one of them. I'll wait. I'll drink a little bit more caffeine. Alright, so you've now finished subscribing to all of them. Good. Glad. Those people are awesome. They're all part of the League of Ordinary Gamers. But we also have people who they're in their own groups. You've got the Bramigos, which are awesome. Everybody there is cool. And I've been enjoying the heck out of hanging out with these people. Alright, finally, I believe we are going to talk about health. For the last couple of months, I've been having breathing issues. It started out with pneumonia. And, or at least I thought it was pneumonia. Or I think it started with the pneumonia, but either way, I had pneumonia and I had fluid in my lungs at the time. I went to the hospital about that because I ended up just not being able to breathe one day. Well, of course I could breathe, but it was very, very hard to do so. I could not do so if I was standing up. I actually had to lean over with my chest facing down for me to do so. I couldn't lay down. I couldn't stand up. So yeah, I had to. Also, I could sit as long as I leaned forward. So like in the car, I even had to lean forward, which means I drove without a seatbelt, which means, oh no, I could have gotten in trouble. But yeah, it was either die with a seatbelt or not die without it and possibly get a ticket. I chose the second one. When I got to the hospital, they told me it was pneumonia. They took x-rays, and they also saw the fluid in my lungs, so they gave me some Lasix to help get rid of fluids. I went to my regular doctor. He said, well, everything looks fine now. I was like, okay. Then a couple of weeks later, it all started up again. This time wasn't the pneumonia, it was just the fluid in the lungs. And I ended up having to go to the hospital yet again because of the breathing issues. And because it's kind of hard to go see my doctor. And they ended up giving me Lasix again, and it took care of the issue. And they told me to go follow up with a heart doctor. So I did, because the fluid in the lungs can be caused by congestive heart failure. So I followed up with a heart doctor. That appointment was not until the 22nd of this month. And so it was going to be a while. And I ran out of the Lasix that the hospital gave me, and I kept trying to call people to get more. Nobody would give me any. And I couldn't get in to see anybody. So I'm sitting here waiting for the doctor's appointment, and then the day before, on the 21st, I ended up having to go to the hospital again because I couldn't breathe. So once again, they gave me a prescription for Lasix, but it didn't matter because I was actually going to see the heart doctor the next day. So basically, I went to the emergency room just to get a shot of Lasix. That's it. Just so I could breathe long enough to get to the heart doctor. He took a look at everything that was going on, and he decided that I needed another heart cath because I'd had one about 7 years ago when there was a slight scare that ended up being indigestion. Yeah, I didn't have any heart issues back then. They actually told me I had the heart of a 25-year-old, and I was 35 at the time, so yeah. So he said, let's do a heart cath, and I said, when? He said, how about tomorrow? I said, okay, we can do that. So on the 22nd, on the 23rd, I had a heart cath. He said that there was pressure in the heart being caused by fluid buildup, but there were no blockages. I didn't have to have a stent put in. That is basically a little tube that goes in your heart that opens up blood vessels and stuff to make it where the blood can flow properly. I didn't have any of those problems. I just had some pressure building up from the fluid that was building up in my body. Now, as for finding out why the fluid keeps building up in my body, that's what we're working on next. I have a follow-up appointment with him on the 29th. That's in 2 days. And he should tell me a little bit more based on the results of everything that happened that day, because I also had a EKG done and an ultrasound of the heart done at the time. So we should be able to find out all kinds of information at that point and see what to do about what is causing me to retain water so much. I mean, just since I've been on the Lasix since the hospital, I've already lost like 10 pounds. That's how much water I am retaining. It's a lot. So yeah, that has been my health. That has been, if you take a look at that schedule link that I showed you, you'll see no content for health and holiday reasons. You'll see no content. You'll see no content sick child, but a lot of these days was also just me having problems. Like on the 3rd of December, I said no content mod pack work. Well, one of the reasons why I was doing the mod pack work is because I was having a hard time breathing out and just didn't want to talk. And that's been happening for a while. So yeah, so that's it. I think that's going to do it for today's Saph Talks about the channel. I just wanted to get you caught up on stuff, explain things, because I know some of you aren't in my Discord and don't read what's going on, or some of you aren't following Twitter. You need to go follow Twitter. Go follow me on Twitter, and come join the Discord. Links are in the description. They always are. It's the easiest way to find out what's going on with me, because I will tweet from the hospital. I don't care. And I will say, hi, I'm here, having issues, So if you want to know what's going on with me, follow Twitter, and then come hang out on my Discord server. because I'll tell people what's going on there too. So, thanks in advance for the thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment. I've been Saph, and you've been informed.